Welcome back to Giant Redwood, the place where machines meet raw power. From roaring chainsaws to unstoppable grinders and log haulers, every second here is packed with action. Stay tuned, because the heavy-duty show starts now. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Giant Redwood. I hope you're all doing well today. Before we fire up the machines, I want to take a moment to thank you for joining us and being part of this channel. Your support, your likes, and especially your comments really help us grow and bring you even more incredible content. Tell me, what type of machine do you enjoy watching the most? Do you prefer the roaring power of chainsaws, the sheer force of wood grinders, or the massive trucks hauling timber across rugged terrain? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So don't forget to drop a comment below, hit that like button if you're excited for today's video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Every bit of interaction helps us keep building this community of machine enthusiasts. Alright, let's get started. The steel chainsaw bursts to life with that unmistakable growl, a sound every logger knows by heart. The chain spins around the bar at lightning speed, ready to bite into solid wood. This is not just a tool, it's an extension of the operator's hands, a balance between raw power and refined engineering. The first cut is dramatic. As the saw bar touches the log, chips and sawdust explode outward in golden arcs. Each tooth slices deep, carving through dense hardwood with a confidence that only a steel can deliver. What looks like brute force is actually precision, decades of design perfected to make every cut smooth, controlled, and efficient. Watch how versatile it is in the field. The operator limns branches swiftly, the lightweight frame making it easy to maneuver. Then comes bucking, cutting the trunk into sections. Even with a thick log, the chainsaw powers through without hesitation. Later, with a few adjustments, it's used for cross-cutting, turning massive timber into manageable planks. One machine, many jobs, all handled with speed and reliability. But behind the noise and power lies safety. The anti-vibration system keeps the operator steady, preventing fatigue during long hours in the forest. The quick-stop chain brake reacts instantly in case of kickback, while sturdy handguards shield against flying debris. Professional loggers never forget their helmet, face visor, and protective chaps because a tool this powerful demands respect. Steel's reputation comes not just from power, but from consistency. Day after day, pole after pole, the engine starts and runs. Rain, cold mornings, or blazing heat don't stop it. That reliability is why steel is trusted worldwide, from forestry crews in the Rockies to storm cleanup teams after hurricanes, to rescue workers cutting through debris in emergencies. Even outside the forest, the chainsaw finds unique uses. Some models are fitted with special chains for rescue work, able to cut through roofing, doors, and even metal reinforcements. Others are used by artists in chainsaw carving, sculpting bears, benches, and totems with astonishing detail. It shows the adaptability of a tool that was born for the woods but thrives wherever precision cutting is needed. Of course, performance depends on care. Operators sharpen the chain regularly, keep the bar oil topped up, and clean the air filter after each session. A well-maintained steel is not just safer, it's more powerful, more efficient, and longer lasting. That's why some saws run for decades, passed from one logger to another, each cut adding to their story. The climax of this demonstration comes when the saw takes on a massive hardwood trunk. The throttle opens wide, the chain roars, and the bar sinks deep. Sawdust sprays like a storm, the log groaning as the cut progresses. And then with a sharp crack, the trunk splits, clean and perfect. In seconds, a barrier that seemed immovable is reduced to timber ready for industry. That is the essence of the steel chainsaw, not only power, but endurance, safety, and trust. It transforms backbreaking labor into efficient work, standing as a symbol of what happens when engineering meets real-world toughness. So, what do you think? Was it the speed of the cuts, the storm of sawdust, or the precision in limbing and bucking that impressed you most? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to Giant Redwood for more incredible machines in action. The sawmill comes alive with a deep metallic hum, conveyors moving into place, and blades sharpening their steady rhythm. A raw log rolls forward, rough bark still clinging to its surface. With precision, hydraulic arms position it, aligning it perfectly with the towering saw blades. The first cut is always the most dramatic. Steel meets wood, and in a burst of sound and flying chips, the log begins its transformation. Strips of bark peel away, the outer layer falling aside as the inner timber is revealed pale, fresh, and ready to become something useful. Now the blades work in unison. Circular saw slice, vertical band saws refine, and each pass breaks the log into beams and boards. The noise is powerful yet controlled, every movement calculated to minimize waste and maximize usable lumber. Sawdust pours down into collectors, destined for fuel or particle board. Nothing is wasted here, every part of the tree has a purpose. As the boards move along the conveyors, you can see the precision of modern sawmill technology. Laser guides trace red lines across the wood, showing exactly where the next cut will fall. Computer systems optimize every move, ensuring that the maximum number of planks can be taken from each log. It's a perfect balance of human control and machine intelligence. Finally, the finished boards are sorted, stacked, and prepared for the next stage of processing. Smooth, uniform, and strong, these planks will go on to become furniture, flooring, and the framework of homes. In just minutes, the sawmill has turned a rough log into valuable material. This is the power of industrial sawmilling, not just cutting wood, but transforming nature's giants into the building blocks of our world with speed, precision, and efficiency. The work doesn't stop after the first boards are cut. The sawmill continues its rhythm, sending beams down a line of secondary saws for refinement. Each blade is tuned for a specific purpose. Some trim rough edges, others reduce beams into planks of uniform thickness. The sound of multiple blades working together fills the air like an orchestra of steel. Sawdust is everywhere, but here nothing goes to waste. Huge suction systems pull the dust and chips into silos, where they'll later be pressed into fuel pellets or particle board. Even the bark stripped away earlier is collected and repurposed for mulch, landscaping, or biomass. In this way, every part of the log has value. As planks continue moving down the conveyors, precision technology takes over again. Laser scanners check each board for straightness and quality. Imperfections are flagged instantly, allowing workers to separate top-grade lumber from pieces meant for structural use. Machines stack and bundle the planks into neat packages, ready for kiln drying or direct shipping. The entire process is a blend of tradition and modern innovation. For centuries, sawmills relied on water wheels and manual labor. Today, powerful engines, hydraulic systems, and computer optimization transform logs faster, safer, and with less waste than ever before. Yet the essence remains the same, turning the raw strength of the forest into the building blocks of human life. After watching minutes of steady, precise cutting, it's easy to understand the impact of these machines. In just a short time, a single log has been transformed into dozens of valuable boards. Multiply that by hundreds of logs each day, and the scale of the operation becomes staggering. This is the quiet power of the sawmill, relentless, efficient, and vital. The forest floor rumbles as a massive machine makes its way through the trees. This isn't just a simple tractor or loader. It's a purpose-built beast, designed to drag, lift, and haul timber from deep in the woods out to the roadside. Every movement is a combination of brute strength and precise control, steel grapples clamping down on heavy logs, hydraulics pressing with unstoppable force. The operator lines up with freshly felled trees. Giant jaws swing open, clamp down tight, and lock around tons of wood in seconds. With the surge of hydraulic power, the load lifts and balances, secure and steady despite the rough ground beneath. What once took entire teams of workers can now be done by one operator in a single motion. Now the journey begins. The machine pushes forward across mud, rocks, and slopes, its tires wrapped in chains to claw for traction. The articulated body bends and pivots, weaving between stumps and tight forest passages. Inside the cab, the operator sees everything through wide windows, joystick controls responding instantly to even the smallest adjustment. The weight of the forest moves steadily toward its destination. At the roadside, the machine lowers its load with precision. Logs fall into neat stacks, ready for loading onto trucks. The grapple releases with a heavy thud, then immediately heads back for another run. This cycle repeats: clamp, haul, unload, transforming hours of backbreaking labor into a constant flow of timber. 10 minutes pass and the scale of the operation becomes clear. Dozens of logs are lined up, the forest floor cleared, and the path prepared for more work. These machines are more than tools, they are the lifeline of forestry, bridging the gap between raw nature and industry. So what impressed you most? The sheer force of the grapple ripping tons of timber, the mobility through deep mud and steep slopes, or the perfect stacking at the roadside? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to Giant Redwood for more incredible machines in action. The engine doesn't rest for long. As soon as one load is stacked neatly by the roadside, the machine turns back into the forest, grapples wide open and ready for the next bundle. The cycle repeats with a rhythm that feels almost endless: secure, lift, haul, unload. Each trip pulls more of the forest's weight toward industry. This time the operator faces steeper ground. Roots jut out, mud clings to the tires, and the weight of fresh timber strains against the hydraulics. Yet the loader powers forward, its articulation bending gracefully to snake between tight trees. The grapple squeezes again, lifting an awkward cluster of logs, some twisted, some uneven in size. The machine doesn't flinch. Its balance and design make the impossible seem routine. Back at the roadside, the process is just as precise. Logs are stacked in perfect alignment, sorted by size and length, creating towering piles that show the true scale of the work. Every load looks identical, not because the forest provides uniform timber, but because the machine and operator force order out of chaos. As minutes stretch into hours, efficiency becomes the real story. Each trip saves time, fuel, and human effort. A task that once needed dozens of workers with chains and horses now rests in the hands of one operator and one powerful machine. That's the essence of modern forestry: relentless, efficient, and carefully controlled. Would you like me to extend this even further into a closing section, 2 to 3 minutes, that ties everything together from the forest floor to final loading onto long-haul trucks so your video feels like a complete 15-minute documentary flow?
Here.
you